Welcome to the Immigrantinlaw channel. Moving to Europe isn't just about new opportunities, work, study, and paperwork. It's also about building a new financial reputation practically from scratch. Even if you previously had income, loans, real estate, or banking products in another country, in Europe, banks, landlords, or financial institutions usually don't see your past history. To them, you're a new person with no established financial track record. Today, we'll explore how an immigrant can start building a credit history in Europe, why it's necessary, what mistakes can ruin everything, and what to do in the first few months after moving. A credit history isn't just about loans. In Europe, it can affect a wide range of everyday matters. For example, your ability to rent an apartment, get a credit card, set up an installment plan, take out a mortgage, sign up for certain services, or get better terms from a bank. A good credit reputation shows that you know how to manage money, pay your obligations on time, and don't pose financial risks. And the absence of a credit history is sometimes viewed with almost as much suspicion as a bad one. The bank simply doesn't know whether you can be trusted. It's important to understand there is no single credit system for all of Europe. Every country has its own rules, its own credit bureaus, and its own approaches from banks and financial institutions. What works in Germany may differ from France, Spain, the Netherlands, or Poland. Therefore, the first step is to figure out exactly how the system works in the country where you live. The first thing to do is open an account at a local bank or a licensed fintech service. This is the foundation. It's best to have your salary deposited into this account and use it to pay rent, utilities, insurance, mobile phone bills, and other regular expenses. It's important for the bank to see consistent account activity. If income comes into the account every month and mandatory payments are made on time, this creates a clear financial picture. Even if a bank account alone doesn't always directly build credit history, it helps you gain access to financial products in the future. Try not to use your account haphazardly. Avoid consistently going into the red if you have an overdraft. Don't ignore fees. Don't let your account run dry if important payments go through it. The more organized your financial behavior looks, the better. Credit history isn't just about money. Banks and financial services need clear identification details: your official residential address, tax ID number, local phone number, residence permit, or other legal status. If you frequently change your address and don't update your information with the bank, this can cause problems. If payments are made under different details, some information may not link to your profile. Therefore, after moving, it's important to get the basics in order: address registration, tax ID, bank details, lease agreement, and insurance. The more transparent your situation is, the easier it is for financial institutions to assess you as a customer. Many immigrants want to get a credit card or a large loan right away, but the bank may deny the application due to a lack of credit history. This is normal. It's better to start with small and straightforward products. For example, in some countries you can get a debit card with a small credit limit, a secured credit card, in other words, a card backed by a deposit, a small installment plan for home appliances, or a mobile phone contract. The key isn't the size of the limit, but consistency and discipline. If you've signed up for a product with payments, make sure to pay everything strictly on time. Even a single missed payment can negatively impact your creditworthiness. It's better to set up automatic payments and reminders than to rely on your memory. The most important rule of credit history is simple: pay on time. Rent, utilities, insurance, phone, internet, credit cards, installment plans, everything must be paid without delay. In some countries, not all regular payments automatically appear on your credit history, but late payments, debts, and the transfer of debt to collection agencies can have serious consequences. Small forgotten amounts are especially dangerous: an unpaid internet bill, a fine, a fee, or a bank product that wasn't fully closed. In a few months, this can turn into a problem. So create a separate calendar for your financial obligations. Check your bank, email, and service accounts once a week. In Europe, many important notifications arrive by mail or email, and you must not ignore them. One common mistake is applying to several banks at once for a card, loan, installment plan, credit, or mortgage. It may seem like this increases your chances, but in practice, it can be harmful. In many countries, frequent requests for credit products can be seen as a red flag. The bank might think you urgently need money or have already been turned down several times, so it's better to take it step by step. First, review the requirements, then choose one or two suitable products. Prepare your documents: proof of income, employment contract, bank statements, and proof of address. And only then should you submit your application. If you have a credit card, don't use the entire limit. For example, if the limit is 1,000 euros and you consistently spend the full 1,000 and pay off the debt at the last minute, this may look risky to the bank. It's better to use only a small portion of the limit and pay off the balance on time. A credit card should be a tool, not a way to cover a constant lack of funds. A good habit is to spend only the amount you can already afford to pay back. Then the card helps build your credit history rather than creating a debt burden. In some European countries, you can request your credit information from the relevant bureau or service. Sometimes this is available for free once a year, sometimes through special online platforms. Why do this? To make sure the data is correct. Mistakes happen. An incorrect address, a closed account listed as active, someone else's debt, or a technical error. If you find an inaccuracy, you should contact the organization that submitted the data or the bureau that stores it. Checking your credit information is especially important before making major decisions: a mortgage, car loan, long-term lease, or business financing. Let's outline a simple plan for the first 6 months after moving. In the first month, open a bank account, get a local phone number, register your address, and obtain a tax ID if required. In the second and third months, transfer recurring payments to your local account, set up automatic payments, and start tracking your expenses. From the third to the sixth month, research financial products available to new residents. You might be suited for a card with a low credit limit, a deposit product, or an installment plan for a small purchase. The main thing is not to rush and not to take on obligations that are difficult to manage. After 6 months, you may already have a clearer financial picture: income, expenses, payment history, a stable address, and a relationship with a bank. This is a good foundation for the next steps. The first mistake is assuming that your previous financial reputation automatically carries over to Europe. This is usually not the case. The second mistake is living solely on cash. If all your income and expenses are handled outside the banking system, financial institutions will have a hard time assessing your creditworthiness. The third mistake is missing small payments. Even a small debt can ruin your reputation. The fourth mistake is taking on too many obligations at once. A credit history is built not on speed, but on stability. The fifth mistake is not reading the terms of contracts. Fees, interest rates, penalties, and payment deadlines may differ from the rules you're used to. A credit history in Europe isn't something that appears overnight. It's the result of consistent actions: opening an account, demonstrating a stable income, paying on time, using financial products responsibly, and keeping track of your data. For an immigrant, a good credit reputation is part of the adaptation process. It helps you feel more confident, gain access to better terms, and plan for the future. From renting an apartment to buying a home or growing a business. And if you're just planning to immigrate to the EU and need legal support with immigration matters, submit a request for a free consultation with the lawyers at Immigrantinlaw. We'll develop the optimal relocation strategy for you, prepare all the necessary documents, explain the nuances of the law in detail, and answer all your questions. We'll analyze your case, your goals, and your situation without any one-size-fits-all solutions. Want to learn more or start the process today? Contact us. All contact details are listed in the description below this video. We're here to help you take a confident step toward a new life. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ask your questions in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Discover a world of possibilities with Immigrantinlaw.